greenhouse pressure water system armed. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
What is up, adventurers? Welcome to Green Cove, Florida, where something interesting was left and abandoned, part of the NASA shuttle program history. And well, let's go adventuring. So, the Space Shuttle external tank program was used exclusively on NASA's shuttle program. There was 2 external fuel tanks that got the payload up into what you call low Earth orbit, and then the shuttle itself would use its internal tanks to get into space where it was going. Well, those 2 shuttle external fuel tanks would be jettisoned and they'd fall into the ocean. Well, during the Space Shuttle program, NASA had a couple of those tanks that they would use for test runs and things like that, see if it would handle the atmosphere in low Earth orbit. So in Alabama, from around 1970s to the early 80s, they were doing a lot of tests on the shuttle program to see what types of rigorous training they would need for the external tank, fuel tanks, and the shuttle itself. And more specifically, it was in where they do space camp and everything. Can't think of the name, is escaping me. Anyways, after the space program, the shuttle program wrapped up in 2011, NASA started basically getting rid of all the old shuttle program stuff. One of the things they had was an external fuel tank that they used for rigorous testing in, is it Johnson Space Center? Anyway, is the one in Alabama. So it sat on display at space camp for a while, and then a guy down here in Florida bid for it and won. He was going to be opening up a, I guess, an aviation museum. There's the word. So they started shipping one of the external fuel tanks that he won up from Kennedy. Unfortunately, it turned into a logistical nightmare, and the guy that ran the aviation museum ran out of money, and then the fuel tank kind of got halfway to where it was going and then got ditched behind me. And there it is. So yeah, this thing was full. It was completely left after they decided it was just too much of a logistical nightmare to get it to and from Kennedy to the final destination of the airplane museum. The airplane museum went bankrupt, and the airplane museum owner basically just said, screw it, forget it. And here this thing sits at a industrial kind of facility where there's like old planes, pieces of scrap metal. There's like right behind me, I don't know if you can see it, right there is one of those old like barges, completely abandoned scrapyard. And then behind me over here is like cranes and stuff. This is where they scrap stuff. So this is where this external fuel tanker sits, left over from NASA's shuttle mission days, right here. And there's placards around it. It's huge. It's massive. So I kind of like it. Yeah. So anyways, what I love about stuff like this is that you never know what you're going to find on the side of the road. 2 websites I highly recommend, Atlas Obscura and roadsideamerica.com. Those 2 websites will load you up with all kinds of weird roadside history and things like that. And you'll never stop wanting to take road trips because there's always something to look at. If you just want to get out of the road and you're sick of traffic, this is the type of stuff you want to find right here. So as you can see, though, this thing is just huge. And you can walk up, you can touch it. It's been abandoned sitting here since 2018, I think they said, is when it was jettisoned. And as you can see, the max speed for this was 5 miles an hour. So if you can imagine this massive thing getting from Kennedy to Cove Springs, Florida, where I'm at now, which is kind of like south of Jacksonville, this was a slow going process. And there's this great placard board here that tells you all the different things and how liquid hydrogen, liquid oxygen. It's 153 feet long, it's 27 feet wide, around. It weighs 58,000 pounds empty. Gross weight is 1.6 million pounds full. So as you can imagine, this thing is heavy, and 58,000 pounds. Yeah, that's insane. It's heavy, it's bulky, it's wide. It provides its own shadow. But yeah, it's been here since 2018. It's been sitting here, and it's never going to move again because the guy that ordered it and bid for it, his business folded, and it never came to fruition. And now we have a big piece of NASA's shuttle program history just sitting here in the middle of nowhere, rotting under the Florida sun. Cannot tell you much. You got to get out there, guys. You got to get on the road. You got to look for fun stuff like this because you never know what you're going to find. Who would have thought here off of, it's right on the roof of my Buc-ee's too. If you see the St. Augustine Buc-ee's, pull off and go about 20 minutes down the road and you'll find this. Unfortunately, it looks like now animals and things are getting in. Different separation of the rockets here, of the canister. I'm sure animals are getting in now and people are starting to spray paint, graffiti it. Just wild. I'll try and throw in some footage though, and news footage and things like that of this behemoth. Don't follow the pin though on Google Maps. The pin is not accurate. The pin actually takes you to the other side of the scrapyard where there's an old plane and like an old piece of a submarine. I kid you not. But here's some photos. I didn't show you the photos. I'll have to put these up on my thing. That's what it looks like when it's connected to the first stage rocket boosters. Here's some guys with it, and there it was when it sat at the Space Center in Alabama. Anyways, be sure to like, follow, subscribe. I'm trying to get, I've got like almost 3,000 subscribers. Hopefully I'll have more soon, and I'd love to hit Google's AdSense and their contributor program. That would be great, but I need y'all's help to watch these videos, like them, leave comments, so I can continue doing cool stuff like this, which is right behind me, NASA's own shuttle program, first stage rocket. I'll catch you guys on the next adventure with Chris. Till next time.